Lower Fairfield County includes 8 diverse towns, all within commuting distance of Manhattan. They range from traditional New England villages to emerging cities. The Southwestern Regional Planning Agency, or SWRPA, works with the elected representatives of our towns to address issues of common concern, including transportation, transit-oriented development, and the challenges that a changing climate poses to the complex ecosystems of Long Island Sound. Our goal is to ensure that everyone in the region has access to economic opportunity and a high quality of life.
SWRPA is a regional organization. It's not just about one town, it's about 8 towns. And we're finding that when we take a broader view as a region, we can more effectively lobby from the state, we can more effectively lobby from the federal government, and we can more effectively bring to our citizens what they need in this region.
It is amazing what has happened in the last 50 years. If you think about my little corner of the world, at least for a long period of time, Stamford, during that period of time, population grew mightily, traffic grew mightily.
The transportation center that you see behind me is the busiest transportation center on the rail line between Boston and New York. It's also the fastest growing. We have more people coming into the city using rail transportation than they ever did before, and we see that it's increasing on a daily basis.
I-95 is a critical transportation corridor, but in Connecticut is a multimodal corridor, because as paralleling this major highway network is the New Haven line.
We live in one of the most heavily trafficked and congested rail corridors in the country. Unfortunately, the Connecticut Department of Transportation got out of the rail business in the early 80s and ceded it over to New York. Decades of neglect and underfunding have taken its toll.
We're looking at a 100-year-old railroad that's struggling to grow and adapt to the demands of the communities that it serves.
The New Haven line and its branches already run 39 million rides a year, but not to an acceptable modern standard. This isn't build it and they will come. This is get on with it already, because they are already here.
One of our top legislative priorities is to get bonding appropriation to improve our branch lines, like the one that runs through New Canaan. We believe that by improving our signaling system and platforms, we'll be able to create greater ties between our employment centers and our bedroom communities, which will spur economic development.
The legislative initiative that SWRPA and the MPO is putting forth is really helpful to a town like New Canaan. Anything we can do to demonstrate that there is unfettered and easy access to employment opportunities, whether it be in Stamford, New Haven, or New York City, is really helpful in us trying to convince people to come and live to our town and invest in our community.
The town of Greenwich is very appreciative for the funding that allowed for the Route 1 corridor study. Route 1 is a major arterial road. It carries local traffic as well as interstate traffic. It is important that we understand what can be done to improve its quality and safety for pedestrians and motorists alike. This study will be used by town officials, planners, to seek federal and state resources to adopt many of the recommendations incorporated in the study.
Increasing the signalization capability on this line will enable more trains to be added to the schedule, which will increase the convenience for commuters who have to commute into the city and other stations that are south of here.
As we have grown, SWRPA has been with us throughout. From the study they oversaw that recommended us as the operator for ADA service in Stamford, to the establishment of shuttle services that seamlessly transport rail passengers to their employment sites in Norwalk, Westport, and Greenwich. SWRPA has been a critical partner with us for over 34 years.
There's all kinds of development taking place in and around the transportation center. That's transit-oriented development, which we are encouraging.
The enrichment of neighborhoods close to this transit hub comes with the added benefits of being close to Norwalk's Harbor and our lively Sono dining and entertainment district. By meeting tomorrow's lifestyle needs, we attract tomorrow's workforce, all built around the heart of the region's transportation network.
We live on Long Island Sound, which is Connecticut's version of the rainforest. It is extremely important to us, and we have to treasure what we have in Long Island Sound. We have millions of people who live within 100 miles of Long Island Sound, and it's not a resource that we can take for granted.
Flooding, climate change, sea level rise, and water quality are all important issues in southwestern Connecticut. Over the past few years, the Southwestern Regional Planning Agency has been working with municipalities and local stakeholder groups to try to address some of these issues. We're also working with the state to develop watershed management plans for the Saugatuck, Mianus, and 5 Mile River.
SWRPA partnered with the towns of New Canaan and Darien and Norwalk to facilitate the adoption of the 5 Mile River Watershed Plan. Without SWRPA's help, we would not have been able to accomplish the plan on our own.
As I tell so many people, when those big rainstorms come and many parts of the town of Darien flood, that we are the last stop before the Long Island Sound. So I so appreciate the efforts of the city of Norwalk and the town of New Canaan for the work that you will do as part of this study to help improve the 5 Mile River watershed so that we all can benefit, specifically on behalf of the town of Darien. I very much appreciate that.
I think working together to improve coordination, cooperation, and transportation, all the issues that the towns face, and there's so many. There's so many that this kind of improved efficiency, I think, is going to benefit us all.
As a member of the Transportation Committee, I feel very fortunate that we have such an active partner in SWRPA who will help to get this done.
As governor of the state of Connecticut, I really appreciate a regional organization that actually gets the job done. Doesn't just talk about it, gets the job done, reaches consensus, gets everyone pulling in the same direction, that argues the case of transportation needs or watershed needs or other needs. It's wonderful.